Hello, welcome back to the Simple Slimming Secrets Summit. I'm Tiffany Mercer, a personal trainer, and I'm so excited that you're here because I know that fitness doesn't have to be nearly as complicated and overwhelming as it seems to be when you're looking around on the internet and social media. And I'm also really excited because I have here with me today Andrea Paige. And what she's going to share with you today is so amazing. So, Andrea, thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, Tiffany, it's nice to be with you in this wonderful summit.
Awesome. And Andrea has a company. It's called Live for Vitality.
Yeah, it's more of a campaign. It's more of a lifestyle thing where it's just like, hey, live for your aliveness. Most people are living slightly dead or slightly asleep. And so I'm like, hey, live alive.
And you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. So tell us a little bit about your background and how you got to this, why it matters, why you're so passionate about it.
Well, geez, I don't know if my background would indicate anything of that, but I suppose I grew up in the United States like you did, and I haven't lived in the US for about 13 years. I've been living abroad. But in that time growing up in the States, it was just so indoctrinated that the only way to understand the body and to understand health was through the purview of allopathic medicine and Western science. And yet, I figured out throughout time that other options were available. And so as I started to find those other options through my studies of Chinese medicine or naturopathy or the sacred Indian healing systems or indigenous healing systems all over the world, I said, oh my goodness, wait a minute, there's one common thread in all of them. And that thread is life force energy. Now, life force energy, it comes in a bunch of different names depending on where you are in the world, right? In Japan, it's ki. In China, it's chi. In India, we call it prana, right? In Hawaii, it's called mana. There's names for this life force energy everywhere. And the thing is that that's the force that made the body. And thus, that's the force that can heal the body. And so I'm super interested in healing alternatively. And that doesn't mean, oh yeah, you get some acupuncture and this and that. It's like, no, let's take our life back into our own hands because we've been disempowered by the institutions that be it the doctor or the pharmaceutical industry. And so to take our life back into our own hands and start to live from a deep connection to ourself, which is this sense of aliveness, it is revolutionary. And so the work that I do mostly is based on fasting. And I know that this is a slimming summit. It's a bit of a lisp alliteration there. But in that, of course, the body does slim. I'm actually speaking to you right now from day, I think 9 or 10 of a fast. And what that is a juice cleanse. I'm having only liquids, only no solid fibrous matter, only fresh, pressed, natural liquids coming through the body. And in that, I mean, I feel fantastic, first of all, because I have this tremendous connection to my own life force energy. And second of all, as my church bells go off, there's a rule in my house. We have to take a deep breath. Which is good. Tiffany's in it with me. I'm saying hi from Amsterdam, by the way. But second of all, my body has indeed slimmed, and not in a way where I just shed weight. What most of the slimming was inflammation going away. And so it's like I have before and after photos from like 50 days of a fast. Last summer I did a month and a half juice cleanse, and you would find that throughout that time that my body, it's not like I lose weight in any area. It's simply like someone kind of takes off the inflate button and goes shoo, and it just deflates and everything comes back in on itself. I just finished a fasting retreat here in the city last week, and of all the participants, we take before and after photos. And so when you take photos of the face, they come in and they're puffy, right? The cheeks are puffy, the eyes are a little smaller because things around there are puffy. And then all of a sudden, as they go through the cleansing and allow the body to heal itself, the face just narrows. It comes back to a natural state.
That's amazing. There's so many amazing things in there that you just said that I wish we had time to pull into. But
she said it was a 20-minute interview.
So we're going to pack it full. I love it. But one of the things that I want to key in that you said is you were talking about all of these other benefits that you're driving towards. And, oh, by the way, weight loss happens or slimming happens. And I love that. And that's so amazing. Also talking about healing, because really your body isn't meant to be storing all of this fat and all of this negativity. So weight loss should be approached as a way of healing. And healing is really the purpose that you're going for and your energy. And weight loss is more of a side effect.
Exactly. She gets it. I love it. I mean, Tiffany, I can't tell you how many people come into my office to see me for a private consultation, and they'll sit down and they'll say, I've tried everything and I can't lose weight. And I say, well, you're in the perfect place, because if you can't lose weight, it's simply because your body is holding on to the fat cells in order to protect you. Because literally a fat cell is the safest place that toxicity could be stored. And so what your body does is it holds on to the fat cell with the toxin inside to protect it from anything else. Because if someone's really super skinny, I mean, we've all seen people who are underweight, right? Mm-hmm. They are actually more dangerous inside. The toxins are perhaps more likely to store themselves in an organ or another part of the tissues that could develop and manifest into certain cancerous foci, for example. Yeah. And so with that little packing it back on the bum, it's your body healing itself and trying to protect itself. Now, the thing is, we are exposed to more toxins today than we ever have been before in history, right? Go in your bathroom, everyone. Turn around all of your cosmetic bottles and look at the ingredients. See what's in there. It takes 26 seconds for those to enter your bloodstream from when they enter topically on your skin. And so all of that toxicity, I mean, air pollution, car pollution, food pollution, GMOs, pesticides, et cetera, all of those food-like products that we eat that we're not supposed to eat, all of the stress we have in the modern world, all of this results in toxicity in the body. And so what the body does is it, again, tries to save itself, tries to keep it really nice and safe by storing it in the fat cells. And the fat cell then has a use. Mm-hmm. And so when we begin to detoxify, a la eating way more fruits and vegetables and having half of everything we eat be green in color, naturally, voila, the weight falls off. It's so simple. It couldn't be more simple if we tried.
Yes. And I absolutely love the way that you explained that, because one of the things I teach people is that you have to love your body now. And when you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you really don't like what you see, and sometimes people even feel betrayed by their body. And so what you just explained is so powerful, to know that your body is protecting you. It is working for you. Mm-hmm. It is trying to keep you alive. So literally love it and appreciate it, and know that it's good. Your body is good, and you can absolutely love it today, no matter what it looks like. Know that it's doing everything it can to help you be the best that you can be.
Yeah, and for sure. And this is a huge message that I'm sending out in any work I do, whether it's teaching yoga teacher trainings or in the cleansing work or in astrology readings. It is to get on the same team as what you've been born into. So in this case, it is your body. Get on the same team as your body. And by doing that, you say, okay, body, look, I realize you're trying to heal me. You're trying to help me. What can I do to help you? Well, the first thing, even before all the fruits and vegetables that I talked about, is hydration. Mm-hmm. Hydration. Most of the world is walking around chronically dehydrated. Most disease comes from that dehydration. And so if people just merely started to drink a lot more water, and this is nothing you haven't heard before, ladies and gentlemen, perhaps you just never thought about it. And so when you start to drink way more water, the body uses and loses 3 liters of water a day, which means that it's our responsibility to drink 3 liters to replace it, right? How many of you are drinking 3 liters? I don't think very many. And that's on an empty stomach. I recommend like half of it in the morning before you ever think about breakfast. Mm-hmm. Cleanse, wash. If you want those fat cells to go away, they need a little water slide to go down out on. I mean, that's the toxins that are in fat cells. Actually, fat cells are exhaled. I don't know if you knew that. No. A new study came about 2 years ago, a clinical study that showed that you breathe out fat cells.
I did not know that.
Right? I think that pranayama, yogic breathing, should actually be a weight loss technique.
I think it is. I've heard people actually about that.
There you go.
Your breath
that can be our next interview.
Okay, good. I like it. So when people come to work with you and you're just starting to begin to learn how to help them, what is it? What do you look for? How do you develop a program to help them?
Yeah, so I look for what their lifestyle's like. A lot of the work that I do one-on-one with people is lifestyle consulting, whether that's in my 1-year transformation program or my detox facilitator program. It's in a way where it's like, okay, who are you and what do you want to do? Who are you and what do you want to do? And then we just make a strategy to get there. So a lot of people are coming in if they're constipated, right? We're meant to poop once per meal per day. That should be news to most people.
I think it was. Yeah.
Something goes in, something should come out. This is physics, people. Just like babies, just like dogs. And so that extra hydration we talked about, that'll start to push things through. The fruits and vegetables making up most of your diet will start to push things through. It's just like things work, hello, but it's very not normal in the modern day world. And so when we start to surf on the wave of flow and things working, all of a sudden it's truly amazing. Mm-hmm. And so when someone comes to work with me, it's like, who are they and what do they want to do? How can I empower them to reconnect to their body, feel their best, and then have the best results, truly?
Yeah, that's amazing. So yeah. Can I give you kind of like an avatar, and can we like role play it a little bit?
Totally. You want to tell everyone how many times a day you poo, Tiffany?
Usually twice. Which means I can do better with my hydration, and I do know that.
Yeah. Good. Okay, so how much water do you drink per day?
I get close. So my water bottle is 20 ounces. My goal is to drink 8. Usually I get about 6 or 7.
Okay, so 20. I'm not ounces to liters. What would that be?
I was just trying to convert that earlier when you said 3 liters. I was like, I don't know.
The metric system. I have a 750 liter bottle. I'm not sure what it is. Someone in the audience is screaming, I know how much it is. Okay, we can't figure it out over here though. But I'm guessing that if it's 8 glasses, it's somewhere around 2 to 2.5 liters. So what you're telling me is that you maybe make 2 liters a day. So I'm not surprised at all that if you maybe make 2 liters a day, that you're not pooping as much as you could be, which is good because that means that when you start to drink more water and most importantly, you start to give yourself a chance to poop, you go to the toilet, you squat when you're there. The squat-like position, you're going to have to forgive me. I'm doing a fashion spin. I'm wearing 2 purples together. But this squat-like position that I'm in here, yeah? Uh-huh. That's the position that we're meant to poop in. And so when you start to poop in the right position, when you're hydrated, when you get your mind off of things, so look at your phone or play a game or do whatever you want. You can write me a message on Facebook, facebook.com/Andrea Paige ND. That when that happens, you'll start to poop more automatically. Mm-hmm. You'll feel better. You'll feel more cleansed. Slimming will happen. And so that's an example of an avatar. Maybe not you, but someone who would come in with, okay, I'm pooping less than 3 times or once per meal per day, and I'm not drinking enough water. Well, it's easy. It's just about like implanting these ideas, and everyone watching this video will walk away from this with a little bell that's gone off and with a different consciousness around pooping. And it's so simple. Yes. So we didn't even ask where you want to go or what you would want to do. I mean, I don't know if you're the best avatar, but is that an okay example?
Yes. That was absolutely perfect, actually. But let's go into where would you want to go and how, where do I want to go physically or with what I'm doing in my life?
Yeah. A lot of times I sit people down and I say, what do you want?
Just out of life.
Everyone watching this can do it with themselves right now, right? Get out a journal. And put a timer on for 8 minutes. Say, what do you want? What do I want?
Yeah.
It's so rare that we ask ourselves that question because we're often in survival mode. We're just trying to get through the next day. And when people say they want to be skinny, a lot of times what they're actually saying is, I want to feel good. Mm-hmm. And so what does I want to feel good mean? Does it mean I want to take this pharmaceutical that's going to make me feel good for 8 of the 24 hours of the day? Or does it mean I want to take this drug, ecstasy, or whatever it might be, that's going to make me feel good for a few hours, right? And then shitty for the month after that, maybe? What does feeling good mean? Because what I try to teach people is that when we reconnect to the body and we tap into prana, life force energy, that is the ultimate feeling good.
Yes.
So when people get a taste of that, right? When people are in cleansing retreats with me, and I've started to run them online, when you're going through this cleansing retreat, I do a lot of psychological work in it so that you leave a completely transformed person in how you feel and think about your body, in your body, and your relationship to food. We all have a very iffy relationship to food, I would beg to argue. And so healing all of that by just like opening the conversation.
Yes,
Is
absolutely.
huge.
Yeah. I love all of that. That's amazing. And I would even go as far as to say that question, what do you want out of life, is the question that should be being asked by personal trainers and anyone helping you to get healthy at all. It's far more important. I know, because I am a personal trainer. I've worked close to lots of other personal trainers, shadowed them, and no one is asking that question. They ask, what's your goal? And people go right to physical. I want to lose this many pounds or fit into this size of jean. But what happens is, because nobody asked about your life and what you truly want, your path to getting to what you said your goal was doesn't fit in your life. And you're not able to stick with it. You feel like a failure, and it snowballs as it goes. So I think that that's so important to ask that question. Ask yourself that question before you even talk to a professional, so that you can have the answer ready and you really know what the answer is, so that way you can move forward in the best way possible.
Yeah, the more self-work that clients can do, the more impactful your work is with a practitioner, hands down, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, that's great. Okay, so yes, we're getting close to time here. But before we go, what would you say are the 3 simplest things, I think you've probably already mentioned 2 of them, that people can do today and every day to start improving their lives right now?
Oh, well, not even start to slim or start to feel better, just improve their lives?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's easy. So spill your love more. And so this is going to have a lot of subcategories. Wait, church bells, take a breath.
Remember, we talked about this helping with weight loss, so do it.
So spill your love more. If that's getting a puppy dog and just having that oxytocin rush where you're like, oh my God, I love you. Or if that is being with your best friends and just being in that state where you are completely uncensored and can be free, do that. If that's being with a lover and snuggling, not even like something where you need something from each other, but just appreciating each other, that it produces happy chemicals in the head. Or appreciating people. It can be as simple as that. You know what, Tiffany, I really appreciate the space that you're holding for me today and how you just let me ramble. I love that. And then you're just sitting there with a smile. Like, I appreciate that. So number 1 is spill your love more, and that's a bunch of ways to do it. Number 2 is undoubtedly hydration. Hydration, hydration, hydration. As you learn, that'll help you poop more, but it also helps you be a happier person. It helps the synapses in your brain work more fluidly, and it helps you just be more alive in general. When we're dehydrated, we're dead. Look at something on a slide in a laboratory under a microscope, right? Put some salt on there and it'll actually take all the water out and kill everything on the slide. Without water, there is no life. That's simple. All right. And then number 3, I would say, is to reflect upon your experience. Reflect upon your experience. We are so intertwined in the world of stress of where we are, of this happened to me today and I have to do this and that, and those people want this from me and I have to remember to do this and I'm supposed to go there, and whatever it is, we all have it in our life. But the more we can just stay with that deep breath and say, whoa, okay, I see from this bigger picture perspective that right now in my life, this is what's going on. These are the things I'm learning, the initiations that I'm undergoing. This is where I'm headed towards. Perhaps this is what I want. These are the outlets I have for healing in my life and can create a little balance. These are how I'm taking care of myself. And this is what I'm neglecting right now, and being honest about that whole paradigm. And that's not to say that I'm supposed to be never neglecting anything. We are always neglecting something. That's modern human life. But if we have the conscious awareness over what it is, then it's that much more powerful. So those would be my top 3 life hacks of this moment right now.
Yeah. And that's amazing. So just to recap, you said spill your love, be hydrated, drink more water, and reflect on your experiences. You do not have to go out and buy anything for that.
Nothing.
You don't have to read a book or go through a program. You can start those 3 things right this minute when we get off the call. So I love it. That's why they're simple. They're so, I don't know if easy is the right word, but you can start it right away. And any progress, anytime you do that, you're going to be making progress. You'll be so much farther ahead than where you are today. So thank you. That was amazing. There's so much profoundness. I don't know if that's a word, but packed.
Profundity.
Is that a word?
I think so.
It is now. Okay.
We can't convert ounces to liters, so we'll have to look at the dictionary too.
I know. We'll post it so that people can know. Okay, so I hope that this was super helpful for you watching. And if you want to connect with Andrea, I'll have links to her website and her social media directly under this interview and in the email where you got this interview from, so that you for sure have it. You can find it. You can connect with her. Send her the Facebook message like she was saying earlier. And in addition to all of this, she has a free gift that she's offering. Can you tell everybody what this is?
Yeah, I'd love to. So it's on my website. It's an ebook that you can get that is a 2-week guide to completely revolutionizing your life on every level. So it's a lot of the stuff that I've been talking about today, but it's in a structured way where you can take it day by day and then cumulatively reflect back on the past 3 days, the past week, and then the past 2 weeks. And by the end of those 2 weeks, you've built in practices in your life that will hopefully stay forever and transform your experience of being human.
That's amazing. I'm going to download it and use it. So you can do that as well. Again,
Awesome.
The link for that is right with her social media links, right directly under this interview and in the email where you got the interview from. So Andrea, thank you again so much. This is Andrea Paige. Thank you so much for spending the time and giving me your full energy and everything you absolutely could in this interview. I could feel it, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate it.
Yeah, love. It's an honor to be with you. Keep doing your good work.
Thank you so much. All right, everybody listening, thank you so much for paying attention and getting all that you can from this, because there's so much in there. And we will see you back here. Have a good day.